And welcome back to part 2 of the What If Goku Had Been Found by the Red Ribbon Army. Last we left off, Goku had defunct from the, defected, he had left the Red Ribbon Army. Most of the things have been made right. Goku is the martial arts champ. He is stronger because of his training with the Red Ribbon Army in this version than in the normal version, plus training with Kami and probably a little training with Roshi. So he's around 400 as opposed to the 260. Also, a few things to note. Someone brought up, it's like, why is someone believed that Grandpa Gohan, old man Gohan, would go with Bulma to search for the Dragon Balls. I don't think he would. I don't think there'd be any reason he'd want to. I mean, yeah, he's a nice guy, and her cause, might think her cause is great, but he'd pretty much be the Roshi scenario. Roshi didn't go with her. I don't see any reason Gohan would have gone with her. Also, Chi-Chi and Goku are not married at this point. Chi-Chi and Goku, honestly, have just met at this point. So, other than that, though, yeah, Piccolo's left alive, everything along those lines. So we skip over to, basically, the rival Raditz. Now, in those years, what has happened? Goku's been basically given a room, a place to live with Gohan. Gohan's still around, because Roshi's still around. It makes sense. Even though Roshi drank from the Fountain of Youth, and I'm not sure if Gohan did, but I imagine Gohan's still around. Now, where are our Z Fighters at? Well, Goku, honestly, here's the thing. I imagine Goku is actually quite stronger than his normal version. Not just for years of training, but also the amount of training he's able to put in. Because Goku also had to balance becoming a father a little bit. So he probably didn't have as much time for training as he did in the original series, due to the fact he had a wife and a kid. And he was a radish farmer. But in this, no, I would imagine that Goku, basically, it's just mostly training with Goku. Now, because he's mostly training, he still, I think, spends some time and sees his, like Krillin, he still sees, I'm sure, a great deal of time. Tien, I'm sure he sees off and on, along with Yamcha. Because of that, everyone's a little stronger. Goku's definitely stronger, and Piccolo is stronger to keep up with Goku. Now, where are they at? I would imagine Goku at full power. Well, first off, I'd imagine that their normal Z fighters are somewhere in the neighborhood of Krillin's actually maybe hit a smooth 300. The Yamcha maybe at 250, and Tien is floating right around the 400 range. Should be noted that Chi-Chi, I think, is among the Z fighters at this point. Her power level is right around 200, maybe close to Yamcha's level. Should also note that while she has gotten around to knowing all the Z fighters a bit better, including Goku, I don't know if she's developed any strict feelings for Goku, because this isn't the same scenario where she met him as a kid, and it's like, oh, you're so funny, I'm developing a kid crush on you. It's not the same scenario as that. It's they met as adults, and she found him. She probably finds him attractive. She finds him interesting and a good person, but she also, I imagine, finds him a bit childish too. It's like, yeah, she would need more of an adult, or an adult, someone acts like someone kind of acts their age in her life, more so than someone who's just kind of a bit of a man child at the point. So Goku is much smarter. He's still very innocent, naive, and things along those lines. So I don't know about that. I actually think she might lean more towards either Yamcha or Krillin, if I'm going to be honest. She'd probably be spending more time with them on a regular basis than around Goku. I might lean towards one or the other. Right now, though, I don't think she would be truly marrying either of them. I think maybe she might be trying to aim for a relationship with one. If I were to say which one I think that'd be, I think it'd be Yamcha, because Yamcha, despite everything else, is the only one to actually have a legitimate career, who actually makes money, because he's a baseball player. So, there'd be some financial stability with him. He does seem like a good person as well. He is a fighter as well. So, she might be leaning towards that. And Yamcha would be kind of, Yamcha would be, excuse me, think words, would probably be interested in Chi-Chi as well. For the record, I'm going to bring this up right now. Bulma is back, because I would imagine that her parents would be like, what, when they found out, because they would eventually find out she's dead. But when her parents find out, like, we must get the Dragon Balls and bring them back. It's like, yeah, okay, honey, oh, my poor baby. So yeah, they'd bring her back. When would she be brought back? Let's say halfway, so that way there's Dragon Ball. But let's also be clear now too. Besides Grandpa Gohan and I'm calling Grandpa Gohan and Roshi, no one else personally knows Bulma on any level. They know of her, and she's also still relatively. She's like 18. She's 16 in the original Dragon Ball series. Cranked it up to here. She's 18 then. So none of them really know her at all. But they know that the Dragon Balls got used, and Kami even probably informed one of them at one point. But Goku's power is somewhere, I would actually say, with no one, with just straight training to focus on, training with his friends, training probably with Roshi on some points, training with Gohan on some points. I'll be honest, I could see his power honestly tripling, because his power didn't quite double from originally, but again, factor in that he's already stronger in this version. He's already got military training, so he knows how to train. Silver shows back up every now and then back in his life, and they kind of catch up and spar together. Ader is still around. Ader's pretty strong, so despite the fact that Ader's pretty peaceful, Ader might train a little bit now and then with Goku, and Ader's very strong. So I could see Goku honestly hitting around 1200. Now, suppressed his power would be around 800 with the way it closed up, because that basically suppressed about a quarter of their strength between Goku and Piccolo respectively. Piccolo also is right around, I'd say, maybe 900. Through intense training, he's around 900, 600 when his power is suppressed. So overall, now we get to Raditz showing up. They're at Kami's place. They're chilling. They're having a good time. But they're just doing everything. And Raditz shows up, and he sees Piccolo, obviously, as the first fighter he meets. And Piccolo's honestly a solid, 600. That's an impressive power for a slug like you. And he blasts Raditz, who admittedly, while he tanked the 300-something power blast from Piccolo prior, and barely, put the hairs off my leg. A 600 power blast, he probably would consider not openly taking, but he's still he puts his guard up at minimum, and it still's that's quite a bit of power. I bet. So let me show you mine. Then he sends Goku's power, which is around 800 at the time. So it's there's even stronger. This must be Kakarot. So he shows up eventually, and I should note right now that. What's going to cause them to fight? I'm going to point something out on that one. Is that gets there, and Goku has the 4-star ball around it. Gohan gave it to him because Goku's the strongest fighter in the world, and if someone nefarious tries to get the Dragon Balls again, it's better left with him, honestly, than it is with Gohan. So he's got it, basically like a suction cup kind of thing, a very sturdy suction cup. Like a pendant. He wears it basically the way Roshi wore it. So he wears it around his neck, respectively. And then he's like, Kakarot's like, what are you doing here? I have no idea what you're talking about. It's like, who are you? I was like, I'm your brother, Raditz. And he explains the situation. It's like, I couldn't do that. I mean, I was born, I couldn't do that. And then Krill's like, let me take care of this, Goku, for I am, oh God! And, he's about to, maybe, and he laughs, but then Goku comes in and just gets a clean hit on him, and he's surprised. Boom! You've gotten quite strong, little brother. But you're not quite strong enough. And then Goku is like, yeah. Goku comes in again, charges him. But Raditz this time grabs him, and Goku's like, no! It's like, you're after the dragon. It's like, the what? It's like, oh, this thing's important to you, isn't it? Tell you what. It's like, do what I say and kill 100 humans or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was. And then and then I'll give you this. And he's like, you bastard! And then Piccolo shows up, confronts him on it, and then they go. Now, should we know that Raditz's power is said to be around 12,000 or 1,200, but official books actually have it around 1,500. It's very likely what happened was he was at 1,200, but after maybe getting some Zenkai boost and fighting experience under his belt, he was actually stronger than what Vegeta and Nappa were under the apprehension he was. So Goku and Piccolo both take their respective training clothes off. Piccolo goes up to 900. Raditz sees this, and he sees Goku go all the way up to 1200. And now he's worried. It's like, I don't think I can take both these guys. And then they both charge. It's like, crap. Now he is stronger than both of them, but together that much power, that's over 2,000 power right there. Not including any like multipliers with like their actual techniques, like the Kamehameha basically doubled Goku's power overall. So actually, like it was more than doubled when he actually used it, but still, and Piccolo's special beam cannon is a multiplier based on how he charges it. So overall, I mean, they're gonna go back and forth, and then Goku just suddenly grabs Radz's tail. It's like, this works the same on you as it does for me. Then boom, then grabs Radz's tail. He goes down. It's like, give up right now, Radz. Go. If you give up now, I'll let you go. And then, because Goku at this point, he's willing to give someone at least a chance. But having been trained in the Red Army, he's like, no, I understand that sometimes there are people you can't give chances to. So he's got like, give it. And he's like, all right, I give it. I'm sorry. I'll go. I'm listening. And then he basically, Goku still has my tail, picks up the Dragon Ball. He's like, yeah, it's like, I'm taking this back. So what's so important about that? It's like, and then Goku, I think Goku would so foolishly explain. It's like wishes, they can grant wishes. That's right. It's like, well, why? What'd you think to do? Nothing. I'll leave. I promise. And like, good. And then he lets go. And then Rad's like, after I take your Dragon Ball, it's like, you bastard. And then they go back at it again. This time it's like, ha! Now I got you. And then Goku's on the ground. It's like, now Kakarot, this is what you get for failing. All of a sudden he's suddenly he's like, special beam. He's like, what? And then his power scouter's going haywire because Piccolo's power at this point is probably multiplied to like 1,800. Cannon! And then, he's like, and he gets out of the way, but just barely misses. She's like, yeah, my arm is like, that's it. And it's like, Goku's now pissed, like, I gave you one chance, Raditz! And this is what happens when you do take it! Kamehameha! Now, Goku's power is basically multiply. It's over twice as strong as it was. That would put Goku over, like, around 2,500, to which Raditz is just scared shitless at this point, and he's got to get out of the way. It's like, I can get out of the way, and all of a sudden he sees Piccolo again, just like, not so fast! And then, blasts it. He blasts at Raditz. Raditz gets out of the way, but that gives Goku the opportunity. And then Raditz just, no! And then he tries to get out of the way, but he can't. So, boom! His entire left side just gets vaporized. He's missing basically his entire arm, shoulder, good chunk of his side as well. So he's just kind of it's technically cauterized, but he's also bleeding out. Let's be clear. It might be cauterized, but that's a lethal kill. That's a kill shot right there. And Raditz just the guy he's coughing up blood. Bastard, and then he explains how Vegeta and Nappa are listening. And that's right. And then he dies. So now we have a Saiyan pod available. So they have use for it. So they go. So I imagine that after hearing Kami talk about it, they're going to take it to Capsule Corp because they know Capsule Corp has it all. Where they actually really meet Bulma for the first time, talking about retrofitting it, how to say and attack and things along those lines. But they have to train because more Saiyans are coming. Bulma's just astounded. Like, I don't know who you people are, but this is amazing. Where'd you find this? And they explain, so aliens, which actually wouldn't bother because we learned in Super there was what was it, Jocko, that police guy. He met her, or she met him when he was little. He's an alien. So now is the training part. Now, I do believe Kami would be like, Goku, there's nothing more you can learn from us. Your training wouldn't be very fruitful. However, we have arranged for you to go meet the individual King Kai, and then basically say we're going to use the Dragon Balls that actually just send you to King Kai. So they use the Dragon Balls, they send them. We'll gather the Dragon Balls again in a year's time, prior to or just in time to wish you back. So yeah, they'll have enough time to do that. And say the Dragon Balls. I remember looking for them as a kid. They helped bring me back. I used the radar to find them. And the Ball's like, you have a radar that can find Dragon Balls? It's like, yeah, what? Yamcha tells Chi-Chi, is like, I'm gonna go train. I was like, would you say? I was like, no. And like, she's like, no, I'm gonna go too. So it's like, you're going to train with us? I mean, all right, babe. I mean, if you're serious. And it's like, I am. If someone's got to watch your back, so there's a nice little flirtation with him. I imagine Chi-Chi would be part of the Z-Fighters on some level, as it is. So she would be training with them. Piccolo would be training on his own, even though Kami would possibly is like, you're welcome to join. It's like, forget it. After I defeat the Saiyans, I'm back to world domination. So Piccolo would go train on his own. Now, I've always said that because Piccolo had to train Gohan on some level too, he didn't have all the time he had for his training. So, and he took like an 8 times increase. So I imagine it'd be like a 10, maybe even 12 times increase, especially focusing on trying to like match Goku at all. So I mean, 12 times. Do the math. 12 times 800. That's 96,000. I'm going to just round up to 10,000 when it's all said and done. Everyone would still take their respective power boosts. I believe Yamcha actually took like a 7 times power boost. Krillin took about a 6. Tien took about near an 8. And I would give Chi-Chi a solid 5, which would put her, or a solid 6 as well, which would put her right around 1,200. Not 12, sorry, 6, which put her around 1,200 being at 200. If not close to Yamcha, it would actually put her maybe, but that actually put her closer maybe to, I'd put her around 1,500, let's say. Krillin would be around 1,800. Yamcha would actually be around 2,000. Tien would be right around 2,100. Chaozu, we're going to just keep at 800. Now, Goku's training with King Kai is going to be interesting because Goku, while he was thought to adapt to the gravity, he wouldn't have to weigh as long because power's already around is over 1,000, which seems to be the general marker of getting used to the gravity. Even Gohan, who had power in the millions, wasn't used to 10 times gravity. So after Goku adapt, he'd already be a lot stronger. So he'd adapt to it quicker, get through his training quicker. So I think he'd actually get around to training, getting around to more training more quickly. Now, we know he took around a 20 times increase in the original series, and I'm going to give him that as well, because he's probably training just as hard, if not harder. He learns the Kaioken, as always, which would actually put his overall total power level around 24,000. Suppressed, I'm going to say it's around equal to Vegeta's, 16,000. He learns the Kaioken, which I think he can do a triple as easy as he can do a double. Just scaled up all one notch. So he can push it to 4 and then 5 if he had to. But he also learns the Spirit Bomb, and I think there's one other bit of training he does. Now, I'm going to get to that training when we get to the Vegeta, and I think we're going to close it off right after Vegeta and Nappa. So the training's over and done with. They wish him back. Piccolo they're right about maybe like a couple hours before the Saiyans are about to arrive. They sense it. And Piccolo's like pissed off because he can sense just how strong Goku is, and he can even sense he's holding back. It's like, damn it, just when I think I've caught up to him, he's already surpassed me again. We'll wait and see about that when he's Saiyans arrive. So eventually Vegeta and Nappa arrive, and they can their scouters can pick up the power. Like they're suppressing power, but Goku's already like at 60. He's equal to Vegeta, and Vegeta's definitely not happy about that. And Nappa's a little shocked too. It's like, Nappa, it's like we'll take. It's like no, you won't. You think you call yourself the same Prince Vegeta? Well, how about this, Prince? You and me, 1-on-1. And then Piccolo and the gang would take on Nappa and the Cybermen. They would obliterate the Cybermen, and Nappa would be able to take on most of the Z-Fighters on his own, but Piccolo would just outright stomp his ass. Which is what happens. Ultimately, between him, he basically just beats the crap out of him, but then Krillin, I actually think, would maybe get the kill and just cut him in half. Whereas, like, oh, sorry about that, Piccolo. It's like, it's like, I'll let that slide as it regenerates. I'm letting that slide this once. Do that again, and I will end you. No, there'll be no dragon alive I'll bring you back for what I do to you. It's like, oh, okay. Meanwhile, they're watching the fight between Vegeta and Goku, and it's even as hell right now. Goku's not going full out, neither is Vegeta. Then Vegeta powers up. This is my true power, Kakarot. Let's see what you have to offer. And then Goku smirks because he can sense his power level. It's like, well, if you insist. And then powers like, and then Vegeta still has his scouter. Actually, no, he wouldn't. He'd probably just break it because it's like 16,000, 10,000, what? Say, and then here's the thing: he can't sense power levels yet, but even characters who can't sense like power levels, like sensing God Ki, can still kind of feel the pressure of the battle. I imagine the same way. He still senses the amount of power coming off Goku, not how much power he has. He can still feel like, just because he's a warrior. He's part of a warrior race. He can instinctually feel the power. Like, he can already tell he's stronger than I am. That's not possible. And then he comes in, they clash again. It's at first looking even, but Goku, this is back in the day when a couple thousand difference in power level could definitely seriously decide the fight. Whereas Goku is and Goku's about 6,000. He's about a third stronger than Vegeta. So he's blocking Vegeta. Vegeta's maybe getting a hit and every now and then, but Goku just boom, throws him in. That rock face. He's like, that's it, I've had it with this one. I got it, gone. Fire. And I believe the power level they said he was around at that point was somewhere around the 30,000 range when he actually used the Gallic gun. So Goku's like, Kamehameha. Let's for sake of say they're equal. But at this point, Goku hasn't even used the Kaioken yet. So it's just Kaioken. And then he just uses the Kaioken, which jumps him all the way up to 36,000. Just a standard Kaioken. So he just completely eclipses Vegeta. Vegeta's like, how could this be? I was saying elite. And then he's like, yes, I'll just use the moon. And the moon's not destroyed in this version, so he looks up at it and is like, that's right, Kakarot. You could have transformed too, unfortunately. You'd have to get all the way up and see the moon. And I'm not going to let that happen. And then, Goku and fight. He's doing the best he can. He's cranking out some Kaiokens, doing a triple, which is able to definitely keep him up to speed, at least avoid Ozaru. At this point, he's like, I will destroy your planet. At this point now, Goku's just like, I hope this works. And then he just closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, and it's like, giving up good. Now you know your place. Low-class warrior filth. And then he just throws a punch. Goku throws up his hand and catches the punch. He's like, what? And he opens his eyes, and for a brief moment, there's not blue or silver or red. There's a yellow with a pupil. Now, if any of you know Dragon Ball in general, you might know where yellow with a pupil in your eyes kind of signifies with the Saiyan forms a little bit. But at that point, Goku's they flicker back into more his normal black orbs as he slowly transforms. Like, what is he? He didn't even look at the moon. How is he? That's right. Goku is slowly but sure, because Goku at least at this point could distinguish friend from foe in Ozaru form. But he wanted to learn to control it more, so he decided, I'm going to learn how to control my Ozaru. I'm going to see if I can do this at will. Because it's always through the moon. Instead, he focuses mentally on the image of the moon, what that signifies, and focuses that image into his mind. The key that mental key, stimulation, that mental thought process, that ideology, that state of mind, allowed him to willfully transform into Ozaru. Where at this point now, while he can identify friend from foe, while he definitely loses control in Ozaru form, he has the ability to speak just like, you're not the only one who tricks Vegeta, and then just boom, uppercuts him, Super Ape uppercuts him, and Goku's still going in actual fighting, so he's out just boom, boom, boom. Now you're going 180,000 versus 240,000, and the Ape Goku is just wailing into Vegeta, just boom, 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 boom. Eventually now he just gets up in the air, kicks him up, basically flies up in the air and just Ozaru Kamehameha. That would have been can you imagine that? Goku in a controlled Ozaru form doing a Kamehameha wave? That would have been awesome. I digress though. So, and then blasts Ozaru Vegeta back into the ground, just boom! And Ozaru Vegeta's now just receding back. It's like he's still got his tail at this point, just I can't believe it. I can't believe that slow class slime. And Nappa's dead at this point. Nappa's like nearly dying body, or I'm sure nearly does. I don't believe it, Vegeta. Are we gonna be ghost pals together? Oh God, no! And Goku just slowly Lord Ape Goku just and like, go ahead, do it, finish it off. And it's like. And it's like, no. It's like, what? I'm going to give... because I can see it. Because I had more fun fighting you. You're one of the best opponents I've ever had, Vegeta. And I don't want to waste that kind of potential. So I'm going to give you a chance right now. Go run, leave, recover, get stronger, but denounce your evil ways. We'll live again to fight another day, Vegeta. I'm giving you this one chance. Goku is not a gun above giving chances, but he's also smart enough to know, it's like, if I got to, but if I have to, I will end you, Vegeta, right here, right now. You have a choice. I can kill you now, or you can live to fight another day. And Vegeta's like, and he just was able to just call his ships like, this isn't over, Kakarot. And it's like, I'm hoping on it, and then he flies off. So we leave with Vegeta still alive. Bulma's alive. I figured out a way to bring Bulma back because it would make sense, honestly, that her dad and mom would just wish her back. She went to find Dragon Balls. Why not you find Dragon Balls? Goku has a control, can now not just control Cesaro, but can actually will him. It's kind of like Mark Ruffalo's Hulk. Like, I'm always angry, Captain. Just wills himself into the Hulk. It's kind of like that to some degree. But Piccolo's still around, but he's not 100% evil though, because he's had enough time to just chill out to some degree. But he's also not the good guy Piccolo that he is yet. He may get there at some point. We'll wait and see. But that's where we're leaving this off right now. Let me know what you think. I'm already enjoying this because I thought of that because I'm thinking, it's like, okay, this is the next one I got to do when I'm at work. Like, oh, that's an awesome. I don't think anyone's ever thought of anyone trying to go into Uzaru on their own. That's kind of awesome. And that yellow eye thing, if you know what that means, we may or may not be going in that direction. I haven't fully decided on that yet, but we'll pay it. I'll keep you posted per video. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars, Super Hero Magic, what if, anything I do on the channel, put that in the comments below. Let me know. I'll get to it at some point. Thanks for watching, though. Comic-Con stuff I'll get throughout the weekend at this point. What if again throughout the remainder of the 2 days, plus box office. Thanks for watching, though, and I'll see you.